The SuperMoon, presented by Science at NASA.
What is a supermoon?
The scientific term for the phenomenon is perigee moon. Full moons vary in size because of the oval shape of the moon's orbit. The moon follows an elliptical path around Earth with one side, perigee, about 50,000 kilometers closer than the other, apogee. Full moons that occur on the perigee side of the moon's orbit seem extra big and bright, as much as 14% bigger and 30% brighter than other full moons. As much as 14% bigger.
What the fuck?
14% bigger, presented by Science at NASA. 14% bigger by Science at NASA. 14% bigger by Science at NASA. 14% bigger by Science at NASA. 14% bigger. 14% bigger. 14% bigger. 14% bigger. But can you really tell the difference? It's tricky. There are no rulers floating in the sky to measure lunar diameters. 14% bigger. The supermoon, 14% bigger. The supermoon, 14% bigger.
Okay, the moon is 14% bigger than usual. But can you really tell the difference? It's tricky. There are no rulers floating in the sky to measure lunar diameters.
It's tricky.
There are no rulers floating in the sky.
We choose to go to the moon.
There are no rulers floating in the sky.
It's tricky.
There are no rulers floating in the sky.
We choose to go to the moon.
There are no rulers floating in the sky.
It's tricky.
There are no rulers floating in the sky. There are no rulers floating in the sky.
Full moons vary in size, about 50,000 kilometers closer. Full moons vary in size. It's tricky. Full moons vary in size. It's tricky. About 50,000 kilometers closer. There are no rulers floating in the sky to measure lunar diameters. Full moons vary in size.
There's floating in the sky. There's floating in the sky. There's floating in the sky. There's floating in the sky.
About 50,000 kilometers closer. There are no rulers floating in the sky to measure lunar diameters. About 50,000 kilometers closer. It's tricky. There are no rulers floating in the sky to measure lunar diameters.
We choose to go to the moon to more than 50 cents a week. for every man, woman, and child in the United States.